I like how there's a guy in this area telling you to be careful, not like you're not adventure rank 60 by this point. I really thought, oh, what the fuck is that? Uh-oh. Ah! Aloha. I come bearing a variety of news, some good, some bad, but a lot that needs to be said, and I will start with the probably most pressing one. Today's stream is cancelled, unfortunately. For various reasons I'll get into, it's just not happening today, unfortunately. I will swing at it again in the next actual stream date. But there's a lot of things I want to talk about, and I wanted to kind of borrow a couple minutes of your time to do so, if I can, to kind of explain what's going on, what's been happening in my streams, and where we stand right now, and when streaming should hopefully come back to a bit more normality. Essentially, if you haven't been keeping up with the loop, my PS5 is dying. My PS5 is very evidently throwing in the towel and falling apart. What I mean by this is that 2 weeks ago, I was trying to stream Resident Evil 2, and my PlayStation overclocked and started hard crashing every time I fired it up. The engine was just too strong for it, I guess. Last week, it had a lot of difficulty connecting to the internet, which thankfully solved itself, but was still like a real strange conundrum. And this week, it's struggling to even run Genshin. It's very quickly deteriorating and falling apart. So that bad news is some of the streams I want to do are on hiatus or cancelled or have to be rearranged to basically make it so the amount of pressure I put on this thing isn't as much as it could be, you know, to kind of keep it managed, keep it controlled, keep it in a lid, basically. Good news, however, my mother dearest is an absolute champion. I told her about what I was dealing with and what I was trying to do, and let her know that I have been looking for a new PS5. She just brought one. She just found one and brought one, and it's arriving on delivery next week. So, like, claps to my mother. Claps to my mother. She's a fucking champion. But yeah, I'm getting a new PS5 is coming in next week, which saves me so much goddamn hassle, because I was hunting it down for ages, and my mother just went, oh look, found one, here you go. And so I was just like, alright. I mean, I'm still going to pay for it, but it's the fact that she got one. I'm like, no, I'll pay it off. The fact that she nabbed it, I was like, that's nice enough, you know? But still, the point that starting some point mid next week, I imagine, and that will come in. It might take a day or so for me to like set everything up, because I'll need to also reinstall things, do system updates, and, you know, make sure I retrieve all my save data from the cloud, because I have already started the process of uploading all my saves to the cloud again, even though I only did it the other week because I factory reset the PS5 in the hopes to keep it alive for a little longer, but whatever. But still, we are in full motion for that, so at some point middle of next week I should have to get that all set up and we can get things moving again. That doesn't mean I'm going to jump straight back into the Resident Evil marathon, because there's other things that I need to work on first. Obviously, we've got the rest of the Atelier trilogy, because I do want to start Leiden Suel, which should be starting basically as soon as I'm satisfied with Firis. Firis' main story under the time limit doesn't feel like the entire narrative, and the more the post-game I play, the more I'm starting to see of that. There's still more of this game to tell, so I want to continue playing it for now until I am satisfied. But eventually we will start the next game in the Mysterious Trilogy. After that point, we still need to wrap up Soul Hackers 2, which that's part of the reason why I cancelled today, because of how much of the extra strain it's putting on the console. Even Soul Hackers 2 has me concerned, so I don't want to take the risk. I don't want to kill the console before the new replacement arrives, you know? I don't want to take that risk. So a lot of things like that, like we're basically going to be strictly playing Atelier games until the new PS5 arrives, and my schedule will be built around that, which is, I know, is unfortunate and depressing for some, but it's unfortunately just the way it has to be to keep this thing afloat for another week. I don't want to overwork it, I don't want to stress it, I don't want to take any risks. So the two of you that were waiting for more Soul Hackers, I am sorry, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. As for the rest of the streams, I said Resident Evil won't continue straight away, because with Soul Hackers 2 in the Atelier series, that will almost definitely take us up to Sonic Frontiers' release. Once we're on the other side of Sonic Frontiers, I want to go back to potentially Knights of Azure 2, because I've been letting that game slide for a while. But the reason why I say potentially is because new PS5 or not, doesn't change the fact that game crashes a lot. And I'm not sure if I'm ready to jump back into that yet. Alternatively though, if I decide against it, we will continue our Resident Evil marathon as planned with Resident Evil 3 remake and then Code V. And I want to at least get 4 done before the new year if I can help it. So then 5, 6, 7, and 8, that's not as big a priority, because I always said with my marathon, the biggest push was to get the original 4 covered at least, so that when Remake 4 comes out, we can compare. Additionally, once I get the new PS5 in, some games that I've been really wanting to stream that I've known and loved for a while, but just haven't got around to or had other priorities, there's now less concern for when I get to them. Like, although I Let's Played every single Devil May Cry back in the day, and did quite well in my opinion, mind you, I would love to stream through them again, because that's one of my all-time favourite franchises, and Devil May Cry 3 is my straight-up all-time favourite game. I absolutely love what they did with Vigilant 5, but I'm getting off topic at this point. It's more things for the future. Essentially, this new PS5 coming in will hopefully open the door to me being able to do a lot more after the new year going into next year, because the crazy thing is that in January it's not only the new year, it's the first anniversary of my streaming, and I want that to mean something. I want that to have some kind of significance, so we're going to be doing more with it. The last thing I want to talk about, because you can see it's on screen right now, I am going through the new story stuff in Genshin in my own time, now I know I can't stream it. I will recap it when 3.2 comes out, but I'm abso-fucking-lutely covering 3.2, because look at the boss they just fucking teased! Look at the boss they just fucking teased! I want to do that! But I digress. I want to react to that on stream, though, you know? That looks like a fucking Transformer Gundam machine. I'm like, hell yeah, that would be a fun as hell boss fight. And it'll be a chance to give a piece of my mind to Scaramouche after all the shenanigans he's put us through. Anyway, but that's the general idea. PS5 is... I keep on swinging over here, but it's because that's where my PS5 is on its last legs, and it's getting replaced next week, but for the sake of keeping things in control, it's only going to be Atelier games until the other side of its release. Which means I don't really need to do a schedule video, because you guys can already kind of know. Basically, any day I'm streaming, which I might stream tomorrow to try and make up for today, but essentially every day will just be Atelier until, at the latest, Wednesday. And the reason I say at the latest, because that's the latest day it can arrive. It can arrive basically as early as tomorrow, but I doubt it will be. I think it will either be Tuesday or Wednesday it will show up. But that's essentially how it's going to go down. We're going to be doing basically just Atelier Fierce, and if we finish Fierce, starting Line Sewell. So sorry for those of you, like I said, I know there's not many of you, but I like the game. Sorry for those of you who are waiting for Soul Hackers 2. Sorry for those of you who were as excited as I was for the Genshin 3.1 stuff and was looking forward to me live streaming my first experiences of it. We got a nice taster like 3 hours before my PS5 crashed, so that's, I guess, enough. But I'll hopefully make up for it with 3.2 and we can get a nice long stream in again. And I'm kind of rambling at this point, so I will try and wrap it here. Last thing, when I do get the new PS5, I promised to a friend that I would finally entertain trying out Apex. The reason being, this friend in particular, you already know him if you've been in my streams for a while. I collabed with him ages ago in a Call of Duty stream where we played zombies. That's Callum, or the Raging Calzone on Twitch. He has been pestering me non-stop to hop on Apex, and because of my PS5 trouble, I've continuously put him off, but I promised once I do sort it out, I would install it and at least give it a go. So, I don't know when, but at some point I will be playing Apex with Callum. He will introduce me to all the basics, he'll give me a run through, and we'll try and play a few games, and maybe, if we're lucky, win one or two. But that's the general gist. But yeah, now it's actually over, because I am rambling. But yeah, that's okay. So, the recap is, we're streaming pretty much only Atelier until my new PS5 shows up, because the PS5 can't... My current PS5 is dying and can't handle all the things I want it to handle, so it is what it is. Today's stream is cancelled, sorry about that, but once again, because of how the console is, it's got to be the way it is. When we get back, we're going to be on... Once I get the new PS5, we're going to be on full force getting Soul Hackers 2 done to get ready for Sonic Frontiers. Once we're on the other side of Sonic Frontiers, the Resident Evil Marathon will continue. That all good? That covered everything? We all sorted? And everything else? Good. As always, thank you so much for watching and putting up with me these past few weeks, also trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my console. We'll hopefully be back to normal schedules and streaming soon. And I will see you in the next stream, which will probably be tomorrow. You guys take care now. Peace.